Married to a drug dealer. Living with a drug dealer for 5 years, my life was about people wanting to take. The drug dealer husband, all he wanted to do was take, get whatever he wanted in life. His family, all they wanted was to take, to take, to take, to take from you, to take from others, without giving back. They didn't care if your needs were met as long as their needs were met. You know, the Bible says in the book of John, New Testament, chapter 15, you should read it. Words in red, so this is Jesus talking. Verse 12, 13, 14. This is my commandment, that you love one another as I have loved you. Verse 13. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. You are my friends if you do whatever I command you. Back to verse 13. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. Give me an example of who does this, who lays down their life for one's friends. An example is Jesus. Absolutely. He laid down his life. He gave up his life for us, all his friends, not just his disciples then. But give me other examples. And I'm not talking about soldiers who die, because that would be a good example. They laid down their life for their friends. But what about everyday life? Was it the drug dealer that was an example of this? Greater love has no one than to lay down one's life for their friends? No, absolutely not. Is it people who are walking in lust and sin and addiction? No, absolutely not. Is it the Pope? No, he's not laying down his life for his friends. He has his own motives. The president? No. How about a monk? No. They're trying to reach a higher consciousness or power or whatever they're trying to achieve. It's about them. How about the mothers? I'm a mother. Did I lay down my life for my children? No. Because even mothers can have selfish motives. They have children so that they can have companionship. They have children so that they can have a stronger hold on their family and on their spouse. And they know that they'll give up those children when they become adults. So even mothers, I don't think, is a good example of this verse. Greater love has no one than to lay down one's life for his friends. I have an example of this. My husband now, the man that God intended me to have. After the drug dealer went to prison, God united me with a husband, a new husband. It was definitely a rocky start until he got saved. But from the very beginning, I told this man, you don't want me. You're living a quiet life with your parents. I lived a noisy life with my children. I was loud. My children was loud. There was always a ruckus in my family. I warned him. I told him, you don't want me. I cannot have any more children. He was just turning 21. Actually, he was 20 when we met. And he turned 21. I was 22, very young. But the pregnancies that I had, 2 pregnancies, 3 pregnancies, I lost one. I couldn't have any more children. And I warned him, I can't have your children. Why would you want me? You need somebody else. But he chose to lay down his life for his friends. People who know my husband, Know that that's a fact. In everyday life, he will give up his time, his treasures for his friends. He gives up a lot. He gave up a lot to be my husband. He's never had his own children. He gave up that opportunity for me. He gave up a quiet life. He gave up his own money because he had his own money. And then he got with me and he had to share with me and 2 children. He gave up a lot. He's an example of this verse. And I'm grateful.